Alright, so this is going to be a quick video showing how to open up and disassemble this Lenovo IdeaPad Y700-14ISK. Right, so model name is 80NU. Alright, and first thing we're going to do is remove all the screws from the bottom. Right, the screws are different size, shape, and length, so you want to keep them in order. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Right, you got 4 going along back here, and then we're gonna go 3 here, and then 4 more along the front. Okay, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, let's go ahead and continue removing all the screws. So it looks like all the screws are the same. The middle one is a lot longer than the rest. So yeah, let's see if the front ones are the same as well. All right, and yes, they do look to be about the same. All right. Okay, this one, it can be a little bit difficult to remove. Let's see if I can show you kind of a trick to open this up. I've actually worked on one of these a long time ago in the past. So let's see. All right, so now that we got all the screws out, 11 screws, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start from here. So this plastic actually wraps around here. So you wanna get underneath the first layer here, okay? So here, and what I do is while I'm pulling on this, I'll push on this part, not here, back here where the screen is. Okay, so we'll push on this, so we'll pull on that, and we'll kind of like push down here while we're pulling, and we should be able to unclick the clips. It's a little tricky, it's kind of difficult to do, but just gotta pull there. Let's see if we can get it. Man, it's being really tough. Okay, you gotta make sure you're pulling on just that one single layer area, and we're gonna pull. We can also pull from here as well, because there's also some clips holding this side, but usually I find this is probably going to be the easier spot. Let's see. Okay, actually, I might have to pull the sides out first. Okay, so we're going to go in the sides here, and we're going to pop this first. Okay, it looks like that worked. So we're going to pop these sides out first. I think the sides were preventing it from sliding forward. So we're going to pop this out first. Sorry for that. All right, let's go. I haven't worked on this model in a long time. All right, so now that we got the whole front and sides out, you can see it wobbles like that. Let's see if now we can do it. So we're gonna go here, and again, push and pull. Come on. Wow, it's being tough. Let's try from this side first. Oh, there we go. Okay, you can see we got that. Then we're gonna work our way down. I was using my fingers to kind of roll and pull this back so the clips can unlatch. And then we're going to do here as well. And that actually unclipped really easily. Once you unclip everything, you can kind of lift this up and then you kind of slide this out. For some reason, this side, it gets caught. And what it is the speaker that's all the way down there gets caught. So what I do is I just need like kind of a long, thin tool. You can probably use even like a popsicle stick or whatever. But basically, inside here, there's the speaker plastic piece. So I just push that speaker down, and then while you're kind of pushing that down, you should be able to lift this up. Okay, you have to kind of get in there and make sure to push the speaker down. Let's see if we can move it now. Nope, still kind of caught. It's hard to do this to show it on camera, so I'm just gonna do it without it. So I'm just getting that tool in there, and I basically was getting in between the speaker and that and pushing that down, and there you go. We got the bottom cover off. So this laptop, the hard drive completely died, so we're going to be replacing it. It looks like there's an M.2 slot here, most likely PCIe NVMe, but I'm not sure. You'll also need a screw if you're going to put one of those. Since their hard drive's dead, we're going to put a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive, and then also they kind of want to upgrade to an SSD in the future. So, I mean, not SSD, more RAM. So we're going to look at that as well. Let me kind of show you this. I'm just going to put it here. I do have a video, I think, where I replaced the keyboard or something. I took everything completely out of this, and it was a real big pain. But yeah, CPU most likely under here. Actually, CPU's here, GPU's here, and then you have the memory and stuff for the GPU most likely around the edges. I didn't pull off the heatsink, so I'm not 100% sure, but most likely that's how it is. You got one slot, one stick of RAM, pull those two tabs to the side, pops up like that. And here it is, 8 gig PC4 2133P. So you should be fine with any PC4 2133P RAM, right? We're gonna put another 8 gig sticks in the future to have 16 gigs, but I don't have that yet. I ordered it. I'm gonna have to open this again later to help them change that. You got one speaker wire going along under here, and then the other speaker wire going down here. They meet together, and it looks like, is that plugging in here? Oh, they're plugging in here? No. Huh. This is probably for the two fans. Yeah, J fan 1, and then this is for the speaker, I believe. Okay, wireless card here with this metal bracket on top, one screw. To pop the antennas out after you remove this metal plate, you pull up from the tails. I'm not going to be taking that out. Let's see, there's a CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery connected under here. Again, I do have another video kind of tearing everything else apart. The main thing I'm going to be doing here is removing the hard drive, but I kind of wanted to show this since I found out how to open the bottom cover a little bit easier. You got the keyboard connector here, keyboard backlight connector here. I'm pretty sure this is the touchpad or trackpad connector. Battery connector, you kind of grab and you kind of just wiggle side to side, so it kind of will wiggle and walk its way out. All right, you got the DC jack charge port connector here, which goes underneath over here, and then it goes all the way to the side here. All right, and it doesn't look like anything's holding that down. They do have a little warranty sticker there, it's not quite a warranty sticker. There's more like a tamper resistant or whatever, tamper evidence sticker. So this is basically so they know that you've like opened it up. Okay, so these kinds of stickers, they just crumble to pieces when you try and get them out. And yeah, there's not really, as far as I know, a way to cleanly remove those. It usually always leaves some residue there. I'm gonna try and scrape it off. If you're gonna do this with like metal tools, be careful, because especially if the battery's connected, you don't want to accidentally scrape onto the motherboard and then short something. Okay, but there we go. We'll get that sticker out somewhat, and then let's get the hard drive out. So get these screws out. There's 4 screws holding the hard drive in place. One back there, one over here, and then one here, and one more down here. All right, so we got the 4 screws out. Now we can go ahead and lift this up slightly. This connector is on a little wire, so be careful not to just yank it out. All right, so you can see we can lift this slightly. Let me actually zoom in a bit here. And to disconnect this cable, what I do is I kind of pull this down slightly. You can see a little gap forms there, and then I will get my fingernail in there. You can use a little thin tool, get in there, and you can see it pulls that back and slide it across, and then just work your way side to side, and there we go. So there's a slim 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. We are gonna put an SSD in there. So let's go ahead and undo these screws. Okay, there's 4 screws holding this in place. Okay. All right, and this hard drive is kind of a thin one. So if you're replacing with another regular spinning hard drive, you're gonna wanna make sure that the drive is slim, not like the regular thicker size. It will probably fit the regular size, but yeah. All right, we're gonna set this aside. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna get the SSD and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So we got an SSD here. Okay, SSDs went kind of expensive recently. So yeah, I don't know what it is now. I think a 1 terabyte is around 80 or so. A while back they were going down to like 40 or 50 bucks. So kind of sucks, but yeah. All right, so double check which way this goes. We're gonna put this thing back on there. Okay, and let's go ahead and get the screws in to hold it in place. All right, so we'll get that one in, we'll get this one in. Okay, and get the last 2. All right, and then we're gonna have to reinstall Windows on here. I have a USB Windows installer. To boot from that, these Lenovo laptops, you press F12 on boot. So yeah, all right, we got that. We're gonna line this up and push that in. Usually hold this piece in place and then push the drive onto it. Okay, just like that. That way you don't like accidentally shove and rip this cable out. We're gonna go ahead and lower this down. Okay, get all these pegs lined up. Good. And we'll get the 4 screws back in. All right, sorry, I'm going out of view. All right, there's also this little connector down there, which I didn't show. That's the LED board that's right here in the front. Okay, anyways, let's get all these screws back in. Okay. And we should be good to go. This one here. And this one here. All right, there we go. Let's zoom out a bit. Okay, so now we just gotta get the bottom cover back on, and then basically I'm gonna install Windows. Also, there's this little cable, flat ribbon cable that goes to the USB port on this side with the headphone jack and the 1-key recovery button hole. The 1-key recovery button is also helps you go to the boot menu. If you don't know, while the computer's off, you can push a little pin or SIM eject tool into there, and that will help you get to the recovery menu. All right, we're gonna get this back lined up, and we're gonna click this back down first. Okay, make sure to click all of it all the way along. Okay, make sure the gap is good on here, okay, and here. Then we can go ahead and click down the rest. All right, pretty simple, straightforward. We'll just get all the screws back in and then do the Windows install, and that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Other than that, that's pretty much all there is to it. And yeah, you're welcome to stay as I get all these screws back in. I'll see about doing the boot Windows thing. So if F12 works, we'll see. Usually, since there's no boot at all right now, it might automatically just boot from whatever boot device it detects. So if you had like a bootable Windows installer, it'll probably just automatically boot from that. All right, but yeah, not really much else to go on about here. Get these last few screws in. Then I gotta get the little USB. I'm gonna actually be installing Windows 10. Most likely this laptop supports Windows 11, but I don't know, Windows 11 is not perfect yet, so we're gonna stick with Windows 10. Okay, so I got that. Flip this back over. Where's the charge port? Oh, it's on that side. Okay, so we're gonna plug this guy in. Alright, open this guy up. Get my little USB device. There's Windows on it. Okay. Alright. So I've got my little Windows USB installer. We're just going to plug that in. Let's see if we can boot it by pressing F12. So we'll power it on and we'll press F12. And okay, it shows the boot devices. I don't know if it's because I pressed F12 or because there's nothing else to boot from, but there we go. And then I'm going to boot Windows. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.